Good morning. Coming up here on GMA on a Friday, we are all following the latest on the war between Israel and Hamas and the negotiations to bring the hostages home. The head of the CIA is also there in the region. And an ABC News exclusive, the disappearance of an American woman while kayaking in Guatemala. We'll hear from the owners of the kayak company. And we have a special live reunion this morning for Veterans Day. That and so much more on GMA.
Here at home, a long-standing San Antonio tradition, the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner is getting ready for the big day, but they still need some volunteers. The annual dinner feeds thousands of people every year. If you'd like to volunteer, go to rauljimenezdinner.com to sign up. And if you're interested in going to the dinner itself, it'll be down at the Convention Center once again on Thanksgiving Day. VIA will be taking people to the event for free. Ahead in our next hour, GMSA, keeping trash off our streets is a never-ending challenge. How the city is helping people get a license to clean. And up next, our Spurs looking to rebound after two brutal losses on the road. Why fans can expect to see a new court tonight on the floor over at Frost Bank Center. And we've had some issues on the roads this morning. There's one of them that Stephen is tracking for us at 35 and Thousand Oaks. We're going to take a look at your top stories coming up. Thanks for starting your day with GMSA.
New this morning on GMSA, San Antonio police are investigating a deadly crash near the Frost Bank Center. What we were able to learn from the scene about the two people involved.
And emergency crews had their hands full trying to contain a pair of fires overnight. How they were able to keep one home from going up in flames.
And let's look out there with a live cam. It feels like November. We're in the 50s this morning. And we're going to be checking in with Michael to see what we can expect over the weekend.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is 6 a.m. on your Friday. It's November 10th.
Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. And a nice cool start to your morning, a little different from the way the rest of the week was going, right?
No doubt about that. Less than 2 weeks till Thanksgiving, and it is feeling a little bit more like fall around here once again.
Oh, yeah, when you say 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks till Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one of those mornings where you wish you could just kind of throw the covers back over your head. Just stay kind of snuggled in all
I did
morning.
that for 5 minutes this morning, and then the alarm went off again.
And then you had the second alarm that went off. So yeah, if you can, it's nice to throw the covers back over your head. The picture's a little bit deceiving. We're not seeing any rain out there. And notice how the road is still kind of damp because we've had a few little sprinkles here and there. The majority of the rain obviously is well off to the east, but if you kind of squint, you can see a few of those little specks of green that have moved on through here. So one or two little sprinkles. There'll still be one or two of them here and there this morning, and then maybe even a couple of stray showers later on this afternoon. We're still holding at 54 here in town. The normal low is 52, so obviously we're much closer to where we should be here at the airport. 50 Kerrville, Bandera, 47 over there in Los Maples. Still a pretty decent breeze out there, 10, 15 mile per hour winds, and then we do have a couple of gusts up to 16 at Bulverde, 18 there at Los Maples, and we'll have a decent breeze around throughout the rest of today. Whole bunch of allergens out there. Everything, though, is on the low side, and throughout the rest of the morning, temperatures basically aren't going to be moving. Jacket's a really good idea because it's that damp, cool, as I always say, kind of sneaks down the back of your neck. And then by noon, 58 degrees. We're only going to top off today at 60. Still a couple of sprinkly showers. Take an umbrella or keep an umbrella handy. You know, the light rain jacket. This is going to be very few and far between, but just one or two of them out there. The weekend for activities tomorrow, pretty much on the dry side. Sunday, a little bit different story. We'll talk about that. And definitely going to be cool and damp all weekend long. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority. So last time you said there were some flashing lights out there?
Flashing lights out here toward 35, Mike. As we get a look outside, we still have crews out there working to clear this scene. This was reported just before 5:30 this morning. And of course, 3 lanes are blocked. And we still have crews working to clear this up. We have a closer shot from our friends at TransGuide, but it's still tough to see how many vehicles may be involved. It looks like a tow truck may have arrived to the scene, but also a few more first responders. So I'm hoping everyone is okay, but we have to keep a very close eye on that. Traffic's not looking too great out there along I-35 southbound near Thousand Oaks Drive. Again, 3 lanes are blocked at this time, and you may have received that push notification to your KSAT mobile app. That's important information that we're sharing with you, so make sure that you have those notifications turned on. Now, the wider look at our map here, if you're heading out the door this early in the morning, nothing's really going to slow you down. Just be on the lookout for some of those wet roads. We've had some of the droplets on our TransGuide cameras. We'll take a look at travel times a little bit later on, but we are going to have to continue to keep our eyes here at 30. 535 as this crashing is still active. Hopefully we'll have that better update coming up a little bit later on. Mark.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, San Antonio police say one person is dead following a crash near Frost Bank Center. Happened around 9 last night in the 900 block of Frost Bank Center Drive. Police say a man and woman were in that vehicle going way too fast when they lost control. The car jumped a curb and crashed right into a utility pole. The driver was treated by EMS but died at the scene. The woman was taken to an area hospital.
San Antonio firefighters worked to put out 2 fires last night. The first one at a home on the west side. It happened around 2 a.m. in the 200 block of Estrella near Old Highway 90. So flames were spotted in the laundry room of the home and spread to the back. The person who lives there saw smoke and called for help. Fire investigators are looking for the cause, and the damage is believed to be around $20,000.
Another fire was near I-10 on Summit Avenue around 9 p.m. last night. Crews say it happened at a boarded up house. Flames spread to the second floor of the home before going to the attic. There were no injuries, and investigators are still working to figure out a cause. Turning now to the Mideast, the conflict between Israel and Hamas is still raging this morning.
And we have learned the U.S. is trying to help get hostages out of Gaza and away from Hamas.
As ABC's Liz Landers reports, the Pentagon says U.S. troops are also facing attacks in both Syria and Iraq.
This morning, new video showing the moment a U.S. airstrike hits a weapons storage facility in Syria. The explosion, retaliation for Iranian-backed militia groups who have continued to hit U.S. troops in Iraq and Syria, a total of 46 times since October 17th. The Pentagon vowing to strike again at a, quote, time and place of our choosing if they continue. This as the conflict between Israel and Hamas have entered a new phase of fighting. This video showing continued bombardment of Gaza overnight, the small area already subject to more than 10,000 civilian casualties, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry. But some relief for those in the crossfire. The White House saying Israel has agreed to expand 4-hour combat pauses in northern Gaza, creating safe corridors for civilians to evacuate. President Joe Biden weighing in.
Yes, I've asked for even a longer pause for some of them. It's taking a little longer than I hoped.
The U.S. also involved in a high-level meeting to free the more than 240 hostages taken by Hamas. CIA Director Bill Burns traveling to Doha to meet with Israeli and Qatari counterparts in an attempt to strike a deal. As the hostages reach month 2 of captivity, Palestinian Islamic Jihad released a video of 2 hostages, 77-year-old Hana Katsir and 12-year-old Yagil Yaakov. ABC News isn't showing it, but the families agreed to us using these images. Yaakov's mother with a heartbreaking plea for her kidnapped son.
They're not bargain chips, they're children. Children anywhere in the world are not supposed to be part of this.
Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu tells Fox that those humanitarian pauses have allowed more than 100,000 people to pass safely into South Gaza, even as Hamas tries to prevent them from fleeing. In Washington, Liz Landers, ABC News.
Back here at home, after 8 months of waiting, neighbors in Westwood Square say one of their concerns is finally being heard.
Last month, we took you to Westwood Square as part of our Know My Neighborhood project. And one of the issues neighbors deal with is speeding on Castroville Road, where the speed limit is 35, but oftentimes drivers go way over that. So since our broadcast from Westwood Square, San Antonio police have added speed trailers to try and help remind people to slow down.
We're not necessarily trapping people. It's more for the public to see that we're trying, and hearing their concerns and voices.
I really think KSAT 12, because they did a fantastic job in doing that. We wouldn't have gotten the small steps that we've gotten so far if it weren't because of that.
So, well, thank you. So looking ahead, next week's Know My Neighborhood will feature the growing suburb of Alamo Ranch.
So KSAT plans to feature more neighborhoods in the coming months. So if you would like to submit your neighborhood, our Steve Spriester wants you to email him at spriester@ksat.com.
We did have a rough start collectively. And but we're young, the youngest team in the league, so we're learning.
Wemby and the Spurs missed their first 5 shots Wednesday night, while the Knicks scored the game's first 13 to help them cruise past our Spurs. 126 to 105 at Madison Square Garden in New York City. The Spurs are now 0-3 versus the Eastern Conference this season. So the Spurs will host the Timberwolves tonight back here at home, 7 o'clock at Frost Bank Center. And this is an NBA in-season tournament group play contest, so fans can expect the court to look a little different tonight.
And the time now, 6:08 and 53 degrees for now.
Still to come on GMSA on your Friday, Amazon says you won't need a Prime membership anymore for them to deliver food to your house. We'll look at why and how much Amazon Fresh would cost.
And also after the break, if your baby is congested, a humidifier could help. So how do you know if you're getting the right one? What you need to look for before you buy.
And what everybody's looking for going into the weekend is a good forecast, and we've got you covered there. Mike Ostrage is going to talk about what could happen today and for Friday Night Football this evening. You're watching Good Morning San Antonio. Stick around. In your morning consumer news, the smartphone could soon become a thing of the past. Two former Apple designers have unveiled an artificial intelligence pen that snaps to your coat. It allows users to make calls, texts, or look up information by voice control. The technology by a company called Humane costs $700. Pre-orders begin next week.
Amazon is expanding its grocery delivery service to become more competitive. The company says customers will no longer need a Prime membership for Amazon Fresh Delivery or free pickup. So the service will cost between $7 and $13 per delivery.
Well, Christmas is around the corner, and Amazon and Meta have teamed up to make impulse buys even easier. A new feature lets Instagram and Facebook users link their accounts to Amazon, so they can now buy items promoted on their feeds without exiting out of the social media apps. Meta says it's meant to create a more seamless shopping experience.
Interesting. And well, the cold weather means the season is here for stuffy noses. Drier weather can make congestion worse and make it hard for babies and young children to sleep.
A humidifier can make a big difference. But before you buy, 12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz has what you need to know to find the best one.
Baby not sleeping? A humidifier can't work a miracle, but it can help a child sleep more comfortably. But before you buy...
In a nursery or a child's room, you want to make sure things are really safe. So Consumer Reports recommends that you get a cool mist humidifier. A warm mist humidifier, which heats water, has the potential to scald if there's an accident.
Consumer Reports tested humidifiers to see how many gallons of water each emits in a square foot. Moist air can help alleviate congestion and dry skin, but overly humid air can lead to mold and bacteria growth. Ideally, you want relative humidity in your home between 30 and 50%. CR recommends this Lavoie 200S Smart for smaller rooms. This one has a built-in humidistat, which turns it off when the humidity level is right. You can also measure humidity yourself with a tool called a hygrometer. It's about $10. In that case, Consumer Reports recommends this $30 Aqua Oasis AO101. For bigger rooms, they suggest this Lasco UH200. Finally, a humidifier that isn't cleaned well can lead to harmful mold and bacteria, which can make you or your baby sick. You should rinse and dry daily and sanitize with vinegar once a week. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Time is 6:15.
And I see some flashing lights out there at I-35 at Thousand Oaks. Let's check back with our Stephen Cavazos.
It doesn't look like much has changed here. Sadly, we are going to have to continue to watch this crash. For anyone that has to head out the door in the next few minutes, please be on the lookout. Right now, first responders are working to clear this up. But remember, this was reported just about an hour ago along I-35 southbound. 3 lanes still remain blocked. And as long as we see those flashing lights out there, we'll continue to see delays. We take you to our map, and it's just grown even further along I-35 southbound, and we have entered a very busy time. 6 a.m. is when a lot of people wake up and have to hit the road, so please be on the lookout if your travels take you through this corridor. Again, there's no word yet on any injuries, but I have my eye on it throughout the morning. As I give you a wider view of the map, there's not a lot else to show you, thankfully. So quick look at the travel times. As I mentioned earlier, if you're heading in from Pleasanton, 27 minutes along I-37 northbound, US 90 eastbound. If you are heading in from Castroville, it's still about a 28-minute commute to downtown San Antonio. And the arrival from Lytle along I-35 northbound should take about 16 minutes if you're heading into town. But watch out if you're heading through here, I-35 at Thousand Oaks. Again, this crash, we sent that push alert out. Make sure to have it handy and those notifications turned on. I'll have those updates for you guys throughout the morning, but let's hope everyone's doing okay. And there's a QR code. If you need to scan it, that takes you to our page where we have a list of any incidents that do pop up, as well as closures that are taking place in our area.
I'd rather talk to you. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm right here.
We have the luxury of having you right here.
All right, No Shave November is underway, and the men of KSAT are the Magnificent
Men.
I set this up, and now we're going to stick with it. The Magnificent Men of KSAT are growing out our beards for a good cause, and they're really coming in thick this year.
Yeah, looking very nice, and they're raising money for 12 cancer foundations. So if you'd like to donate, just scan that QR code on your screen to learn more.
Last year, the Magnificent Men of KSAT raised more than $30,000 to benefit cancer research, treatment, and prevention. And let's take a look at the latest leaderboard stuff.
Okay, yeah, we have Adam Barraza there at the top. He's our photojournalist. He's still there, but now he's got a tie with Justin Horn at 250.
Stephen?
Three-way tie between Mike, myself, and Mark. Yeah,
Thank you, Stephanie, for equally donating to the three of us. So.
Yes.
Yeah, no problem. I got you guys.
We should put her on the spot. Yeah, which one? Which one are you going to donate to? She actually donates to each of us every year.
Well, I'll get there. I tried yesterday and I had some problems, but I'll get back on it today.
All right.
Yeah, well, it's a good cause. And last year we raised over $30,000. It was a great event, and it's all in good fun, the sportsmanship that we have here. So, yeah.
When you said beards coming in real full and thick, who would be in the lead with that? RJ? Did he ever shave all the way down, though?
But
So he's
Max is pretty hairy. Right
yes.
now. I mean, if you've seen him,
Max started from square one.
Yeah, but it's coming in thick on that guy.
Did you hear what our director Robert? I don't know if he was just talking to me in my ear.
What did he say?
What he says I look like now.
No, you don't.
Who? Say it. Oh, here we go.
No, you
Thank you,
don't.
Robert, for getting the close up. He said it looks like Papa Smurf.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Not yet.
Exactly. All right. Do we have AR here? We don't. So I'll tell you what we will do. We don't have the bus. Mark, please take over.
Okay, it's Veterans Day weekend, and Mike asked me this morning, do you have a picture of your dad when he was serving in the U.S. Air Force? And I said, you bet I do. Thank you very much, Major William Austin, for your service.
And it looks like he's standing there at a T-38, but he was a C-5 pilot in Vietnam?
No, actually, he was a rescue helicopter pilot.
Oh, okay.
Based in Thailand during part of the Vietnam War, but I think his proudest achievement would be flying, the big C-5s, like the ones we see fly out over Lackland and that part of town, doing maneuvers all the time.
Well, thank you for your service, sir. Appreciate that. All right, we look outside right now. Obviously, cloudy skies. It is that damp chill out there. Definitely turn up the collar on your jacket this morning. We've got not much showing up on radar. I mean, here's the rain that moved through overnight. We had some, decent showers. Matter of fact, let's take a look at some of the rainfall estimates on radar. And this was going back for the past 24 hours. But as you can see, we had a couple of areas that, especially out here to the northwest, and let's see what radar is estimating right now. Just right there near Medina Lake, almost 2 inches of rain over by Hondo. Some of the radar estimates, a little more than 1.5 inches, and on the east side of Bexar County, about 0.6 of an inch of rain. This is great seeing some of this right there in the drainage area for Medina Lake, and a decent amount up in portions of the recharge zone as well for the aquifer. And of course, the vast majority of the rain, though, fell down here to the southeast, and that's where most of the rain in the next round, Sunday night into Monday, is going to be falling. For tonight, as far as football is concerned, well, there may be a stray shower or two here or there. Temperatures really aren't going to be moving. It's going to be just that kind of dampish cool all throughout the game, and a decent breeze out there as well. Still holding at 54. Temperatures are going to be pretty much stuck like this throughout the rest of the morning, and then it's going to be hard to warm up that much. Now, yesterday we did top off at 75 degrees right before that front moved through. Look at that, 85 in Cotulla yesterday before the front moved through. Today, 15. In some cases, close to 20 degrees cooler than that, with temperatures in the mid-upper 50s and some low 60s, and we'll be averaging right around 60 upper 50s all throughout the rest of the metropolitan area. Dew points do not go anywhere throughout the rest of the next 7 days, so it's going to stay kind of dampish cool with those dew points really close to the temperatures. We will be up to, again, 60 today. And then tomorrow, same situation. A stray shower or two today, maybe in the morning tomorrow. I think the rest of the day tomorrow is going to be pretty much on the drier side. Next big chance of rain moves in here Sunday night into Monday. Best advice, so just keep an umbrella handy for that little stray sprinkle that pops up here and there. But football tonight, mostly dry. Veterans Day parade tomorrow morning should be on the dry side as well.
All right, we'll just be prepared.
Yep.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Papa. Right now, 621, 53 degrees.
And here's Mia Montgomery with a look at what's coming up next.
Coming up, we're going backstage for the production of Annie, happening here at the Majestic.
With wet AMD, sometimes I worry my world is getting smaller because of my sight. But now, I can open up my world with Vabysmo. Vabysmo is the first FDA-approved treatment for people with wet AMD that improves vision and delivers a chance for up to 4 months between treatments, which means doing more of what I love. Vabysmo is the only treatment designed to block 2 causes of wet AMD.
Vabysmo is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye, or are allergic to it or any of its ingredients. Treatments like Vabysmo can cause eye infection or retinal detachment. Vabysmo may cause a temporary increase in eye pressure after receiving the injection. Although uncommon, there is a potential risk of heart attack or stroke associated with blood clots.
Open up your world.
A chance for up to 4 months between treatments with Vabysmo. Ask your doctor.
The Broadway production Annie is in town here at the Majestic this week. We caught up with the head of wardrobe to see what goes into making this production happen every night.
I think individual pieces, there's probably around 400, and that's everything from pants to vests to pocket squares, earrings. Some performers only have 2 costumes that they wear that might have 10 or 12 pieces each. Others have 7 or 8 costumes. This is a very accessory heavy show. So there's hats and suspenders and glasses and necklaces and earrings and gloves. And so just making sure we have all of those pieces. We do a lot of repairs that you wouldn't think about, but with the dancing and the movement and what the performers do. And we want everything to look, perfect every time it goes out. There's a lot of other things that kind of people don't think about with this show. Things are like distressed. We had to make stuff look old, like an orphan would wear it. We just went through our first round of having to make some of the costumes bigger for the girls. And it's funny because I went to them last night and I said, hey, so a couple of you guys, you've gotten bigger, and so we've adjusted your costumes. They're like, we haven't gotten bigger. I'm like, oh, yes, you have. You may not notice, but we notice. We expect that to happen. Like, we are prepared for you guys to grow up.
For more information on Annie or any other Broadway production coming to San Antonio, you can visit our website, ksat.com. Mia Montgomery, KSAT 12 News.
Awesome. Welcome to the cast and crew.
Yeah, it looks like a neat behind-the-scenes look.
And if you've never been inside the Majestic Theater downtown San Antonio, you got to check it out. It's truly beautiful and unique.
Yes, it is. Time now, 6:26 and 54 degrees for now.
I see flashing lights, still 35,000 Oaks area. What's going on with that? Stephen Cavazos will fill all of us in with an update straight ahead. This morning on GMSA, a man accused of assaulting a young girl is in jail. Why the Bexar County Sheriff's Office believes there could be more victims in this case.
Plus, keeping trash off our streets is a never-ending challenge. How the city is helping people get a license to clean.
Outside with live cam here in San Antonio, things looking good. The sun is coming up. It is the last weekend of Wurstfest in New Braunfels. Of course, Friday night football, so everybody has an eye on the forecast.
That's right. Good morning. Happy Friday. It's November 10th and nice and cool outside.
Yes, thanks for starting your day with us. Real quick, happy birthday to my son, turning 24 years old.
Is he 24 today already?
He is. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday. Wow.
Oh gosh, it's like yesterday.
I know. But happy birthday, buddy.
Wow. And soon to become an airline pilot, too.
Working on it.
Yeah, congrats.
Wonderful. So you were talking about Wurstfest, and I think with the cool, damp weather, the bratwurst and the potato cakes and the sauerkraut and the good beer to wash it down goes down a little bit easier. Anyway, just my opinion. We've got plenty of clouds out there. Looks like 410 is still on the dampish side. We've had a few little sprinkles here and there kind of moving through the area in the past couple of hours after the rain moved through overnight. 54 here in town. Dew points at 51, the measure of moisture in the atmosphere. Now, this number's dropped down considerably from yesterday when it was pretty much on the humid side. side, but still these two numbers are running very close, so the relative humidity is high, which is why it's that damp chill out there. Northerly wind at 10 miles per hour, so that kind of adds to it. And as far as rainfall totals, of course, the majority of rain has been well down to the south and east. We've just had a couple little sprinkly showers left over in behind that. Everybody has been staying pretty steady all morning long, and temperatures aren't going to move that much, if at all. Like I said, we still also have a pretty decent breeze out there, 10, 15 mile per hour winds. We've got a gust close to 20 there at Lost Maples, 21 right now out at the airport. So yeah, you definitely want to turn up the collar on your jacket this morning. A whole grocery list of allergens. Everything, though, is on the light side. And this morning, a little sprinkly shower left over. Damp, chilly, breezy throughout the day. We will maybe tough to muster 60. Take an umbrella just to be on the safe side. There's going to be a stray shower here or there, at least the chance of it, one or two of them. And that's going to be the situation tonight as well. Tomorrow, a couple of showers left over in the morning, and then pretty much just cloudy, cool, damp. Again, 60 high temperature if indeed we do make it up to 60. Sunday, a better chance of rain later on in the afternoon and then especially overnight into Monday, and still on the chilly side. What happens after that? Answer that question coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen, a lot of issues out there?
There were some issues along I-35, Mike. It looks like that just cleared within the last few moments. Let's get a wider look at TransGuide. Traffic is moving through the area, and we're not seeing those flashing lights anymore, so that's the good news. But remember, there was that crash that had at least 3 lanes that were blocked. So anybody that was heading southbound along I-35, you may have experienced trouble, and we still see the slowdowns that are reflected right there on the map. Big, huge chunk of red. That's because a lot of people are waking up and heading into the Alamo City, likely from Live Oak or a little bit further up I-35. So the southbound lanes are still seeing a slowdown, but we are not seeing those flashing lights. So a good indication that crash is cleared. I'll talk to our friends at TransGuide to get that confirmed. And the wider view of the map, we're not seeing any red or congestion building up in other spots, but I'm pretty sure we're going to start to see that first along US 90 eastbound just before 1604. So be on the lookout. Roads are a little wet and damp out there, but a different view from I-35 at Thousand Oaks. You can see a lot of traffic building in the southbound lanes, but I expect that should be clearing up hopefully pretty soon. But other than that, pack your patience if you encounter any slowdowns. I'll have more updates for you coming up a little bit later on in the newscast. Mark.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, a star UTSA wide receiver accused of repeatedly violating bond conditions in a DWI crash from 2022 was back in court yesterday.
And Joshua Cephas was charged with DWI with an elevated blood alcohol level in December of last year after crashing near the UTSA campus. Well, our Sarah Acosta joins us live in the studio with his sentencing from the court. Sarah.
Good morning, Mark and Steph. Yeah, our Dylan Collier with KSAT Investigates has been on top of this story and sent us these documents overnight where we learned that UTSA wide receiver Joshua Cephas was given 15 months probation, no jail time, and must pay $870 in fines and court costs yesterday after he pleaded no contest to DWI over his .15 blood alcohol count. This happening in County Court 1. This after the UTSA wide receiver was accused of repeatedly violating conditions of his pretrial release while on bond for his elevated DWI case. Court records obtained by our KSAT Investigates team show Cephas repeatedly skipped tests on a portable breathalyzer test, and a separate report submitted by pretrial services back on September 11th. Cephas was also accused of not calibrating the breathalyzer device. The native of Spring was suspended from all team activities following that December 9th wreck in the 7200 block of UTSA Boulevard back in 2022 and missed the team's bowl game before returning to the team in January. San Antonio police investigators at the time said Cephas was turning left, had a green light, but he lost control of his vehicle and rolled it over, and a passenger, another fellow UTSA player, refused EMS treatment. Cephas, however, was not criminally charged for the crash until 7 months later. A UTSA spokesperson referred all questions about the court filings to Cephas' criminal defense attorney, Desi Martinez, who told KSAT over the phone that there was an explanation for those skip tests. Again, Cephas will not receive jail time and has 15 months of probation. The senior leads the Roadrunners in receptions, yards, and receiving touchdowns this season and is among the leaders in all 3 of these categories for the American Athletic Conference. UTSA faces the Rice Owls tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. in the Alamo Dome. Steph.
Thank you, Sarah. This morning, a man who investigators say convinced a young girl to run away from her family's home and sexually assaulted her multiple times is now in jail. That is according to Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar. 34-year-old Lucando Watson Jr. was arrested at his home yesterday on a charge of aggravated sexual assault of a child. Sheriff Javier Salazar said the victim, a 13-year-old girl, made an outcry about the sexual assault while she was being seen by a nurse at her North Bexar County school for an unrelated injury. Now, the sexual assault occurred in late October. According to Salazar, the victim said she was in a dating relationship with another young man who was familiar with Watson. The victim has since returned home to her family. Salazar said there could be more victims connected to Watson. Anyone who has more information or wants to file a report is urged to contact the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. That number is 210-335-6000.
After a months-long investigation, Floresville City Council has voted to fire their police chief, Lorenzo Herrera. According to the meeting's agenda this week, the investigation was tied to a lawsuit filed by a former Floresville police officer saying he was fired out of retaliation. The city manager says Herrera had 13 infractions, including intoxication. Things got heated when Herrera's wife made her feelings known about Floresville City Manager Andy Jocelyn.
So you should be the person who should be no longer the city manager for failure to supervise and do your job. Because there's not one write-up, but you have the nerve to come up here and recommend termination. You should recommend termination for yourself. And that's what y'all should do as the council. You have a person here who is his supervisor, did not do his job.
Records show Herrera had been with Floresville Police Department since 1993 and served as its police chief for the last 12 years.
Looking ahead, the Edgewood ISD School Board will make its final decision regarding school closures next Tuesday. This past Tuesday, the district's Finance and Facilities Committee proposed closing Winston Intermediate School of Excellence and Wren Middle School next school year. Not everyone is on board with that idea.
It makes me angry and frustrated that they're doing this to our kids. I mean, I get that it's money, but at the end of the day, you're hurting kids.
Edgewood Superintendent Eduardo Hernandez insists there will be help and options for parents and students who would need to transition if those campuses close. Now, San Antonio expands. Keeping streets clear of trash is an ongoing concern.
But San Antonio Solid Waste Management Department is hoping one of its apprentice programs can be part of the solution. They hit a milestone when over 100 people completed the city's commercial driver's license apprenticeship program. 76 of those grads have been hired by the city. This milestone comes as the demand for trash collection across the metro area soared. The program has been in place for 5 years. And one solid waste manager tells KSAT it's essential for keeping up staffing. Right now we're at 6:39, 53 degrees.
And this morning on GMSA, we are honoring all those who have served. After the break, we're going to introduce you to a local veteran who found a new purpose, but is helping others. Welcome back at 6:43. Well, tomorrow is Veterans Day. We want to say thank you to all those who have served.
Indeed. This morning, KSAT 12 producer Haley Powers shows us how one veteran was able to take back control of her life after a traumatic experience overseas.
It was a lot of recovery, a lot of understanding my new me.
Marlene Zander's world was turned upside down during her third tour in Iraq. Her vehicle was struck by an IED, and the explosion caused Marlene to be diagnosed with traumatic brain injury.
Because I developed a seizure disorder, so I would have like 10 to 12 seizures a day. I couldn't really walk but 5 feet without having one.
After returning from Iraq, Marlene struggled with transitioning into a civilian life. The military nonprofit Semper Fi and America's Fund helped her overcome her PTSD, depression, and get her disorder under control.
It amplified my mental health, my physical health. I started to feel better about me.
After getting back on her feet, Marlene opened her mobile personal training business called Fitness Brigade. Through her business, Marlene is able to help people who are housebound, injured, and children on the spectrum. She says this has helped her find her new purpose in life.
Developing camaraderie with others, or getting back into, having that friendship with others or understanding others that are like-minded with me.
Haley Powers, KSAT 12 News.
Right now on KSAT.com, you can learn more about Marlene and her journey. And while you're on our website, you can also read about all the Veterans Day discounts and freebies available to veterans and active duty military personnel. There are quite a few of them. Just look for this story for all the details.
And the time now, 6:44. I saw flashing lights in one area, but for the most part, it looks like things are moving, Stephen.
Yep, no problems to report, at least from my end. We did have that crash along I-35 near Thousand Oaks, which already cleared, and looks like we have a school bus out there along I-35 at Somerset, getting the morning started with those kiddos. I'm sure eager to go to class, but probably more excited to get the week over with. As we get a look around town, things aren't shaping up to be too bad as the morning rush begins. We take a look at our map, and we still have that slowdown that was caused because of a crash here along I-35, and you can see Thousand Oaks. If you're approaching that area, you may have some delays, but nothing too major. We're seeing some improvements, but at the same time, we're going to start to see more of that congestion creep in on our map. I've actually not detected most of it just yet, but I'm sure that will change as more people wake up and get ready to roll off into the weekend. But don't forget, tonight we will have the full closure here along Loop 1604 as part of the North Expansion Project. This begins at 9 and should finish at 5 in the morning, and we'll see those 1604 westbound main lanes fully closed right there at the Northwest Military Highway exit ramp, all the way to the Lock Hill Selma Road entrance ramp. So plan ahead. I'm getting ready to record something a little bit later on to get you in the know before you have to go. But one last look around town. Again, that was the site where we had that crash along I-35. Just cleared, so things are looking pretty good. Also want to give a big shout out to Semper Fi and the America's Fund. I had a chance to work with them on a story. A lot of what they do is great for veterans, especially those that are dealing with PTSD. Take them out to the ranch, get them on some horses, and really, it's about the camaraderie and just getting them out there and team building. Great stuff.
Speaking of team, No Shave November continues. We are now 10 days in, and the magnificent men of KSAT are still growing their beards.
Yes, those magnificent men are raising money for 12 cancer foundations. If you'd like to donate, just scan the QR code on your screen right now to learn more.
And last year we raised $30,000. It was our best year yet.
Yeah.
And that money goes to cancer research, treatment, and prevention. So again, keep those donations coming. Here's the latest leaderboard.
Yeah, so Adam Barraza on top still, but tied with Justin Horn. Justin wasn't there yesterday, so he's got some donations. And then we have a three-way tie for our morning magnificent
It's
men.
more like a three-way cat fight.
Yeah, cat
fight. So they're right there. It's a good spot to be in. Of course, they could use your donations. And we have Steve Spriester and Max Massey there as well.
We did receive a donation. Max received that $25 donation. So within the last few minutes, people are tuning in and they're donating. So that's a really important. Whatever you can donate, it goes a long way.
And besides the donations, of course, it's to raise awareness, because a lot of times guys, the macho, nothing's wrong with me and all. It's like, get yourself checked out. Something's not right. Just go see the doctor about it.
Good reminder.
Whatever the case may be. So.
Mike, let's salute another veteran.
Yes, this is my dad back when he was in the Navy, right near the end of World War II, and stationed on a minesweeper. Did not see action. He was over there stationed in the Pacific, but he used to tell me the stories that they used to, because his ship was stationed there in San Francisco, take Gold Star mothers out into the Pacific, and they could have wreath ceremonies out there. He used to always tell me those stories. So thank you for your service, Dad, and all the veterans out there, and even future veterans, as we like to say. All right. Got a lot of clouds. It is just one of those gray. I mean, the temperatures and the way it feels matches the looks right now with that kind of gray, fallish weather. As far as rain, I mean, all of the majority of it that moved through last night. And as a matter of fact, yesterday, and this was right before midnight, picked up 0.38 inches of rain here officially at the airport. There's not really anything in behind right now. There may be a couple of sprinkles here and there, and that's going to be the case. I'm just kind of saying for the next few days, keep an umbrella handy. Most of the rain has worked on out of here. Any shower is going to be few and far between, but just one or two of them may get scared up here and there. Temperatures are consistent, low mid 50s. We're down close to a normal low, which is 52 degrees here in town. I have the 20% chance for a stray little sprinkle in the forecast, maybe one or two of them this afternoon. Temperatures won't move all that much. We'll just make it up through the upper 50s to 60 later on today. And again, a stray shower is going to be possible. You can't rule it out, but not very likely. Here's computer models. And again, throughout the rest of the morning, which is what you get, not much out there. And this one does have a few light little showers trying to get scared up later on this afternoon, going into this evening as well, and maybe one or two of them left over tonight. Going to a football game tonight, jacket's obviously a really good idea, and just keep an umbrella on for the safe side, just to be on the safe side. But most of that rain is going to be well down there to the south and east. And then as we go into tomorrow, there may be a couple of leftover showers in the morning. Few and far between at best, but basically cloudy throughout the day. We've got the cold air in place, but we still have this flow coming in here from the southwest, and that's the overrunning. So that keeps all the clouds around here, keeps that small chance for some rain around. And then as we go into the latter part of the weekend, that low is going to be developing. That will move in our direction. That's what's going to give us our next chance for some rain Sunday into Monday. And after that, looks like we get this bit of a ridge to build in here, and that's going to warm us up going into the latter part of next week. So today, 60, tomorrow, 60. Again, temperatures between now and really Sunday, Monday, don't move all that much, fluctuate 5 degrees maybe between the lows and the highs. Couple of showers here and there. Basically just cloudy tomorrow. Then Sunday is when rain picks up again in the afternoon, overnight into Monday, and temperatures won't move Monday, and that's going to be the case into Tuesday morning. Then we'll warm back up, see some sunshine by Wednesday and Thursday. But nice little stretch of some gray, chilly, damp weather, good for the soul, soup weather, and then back to some sunshine.
Yes, good for November.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Mike.
6:50, 53 degrees.
Look out there with live cam. If you haven't stepped outside, it is a little chilly out there, 53 degrees. You definitely want to grab that jacket.
Just about 5 we're still spreading the word about the shoe and sock donations for San Antonio Police Department Share the Shoes campaign. Now through December 12th, you could donate new shoes or socks to any of the 7 SABD substations around town.
Every donation will be given to a child in need of new shoes through Zapatos, and last year's donations boosted their supply significantly. However, the need is always there.
We're looking for shoes and socks size 9 toddler to 5 adult. We know that's pretty specific, but that's what they're telling us. Another request for shoes is for wider feet. So if you'd like to donate for a great cause, we have all this information on ksat.com too if you want more information.
All right, let's get one last look outside. Things pretty quiet still, but I'm going to keep a close eye on the roads as we get the morning commute rolling, and morning rush has just begun. But things are looking pretty quiet there. 281 at Loop 410, so if you're headed to San Antonio International, no delays there. But 410 at East Houston, we're seeing a little bit more of that traffic. Not spotting major slowdowns on our map just yet, but we did have some issues along I-35 near Thousand Oaks. So far, so good, but the road's a little damp and wet out there for now, Mike.
Thank you very much, sir. There's nothing being picked up on radar right now around the area. Just watch out for a little sprinkle. And again, those leftover damp spots here and there. 55 degrees. Hey, we've warmed up 1 degree. Ain't going to be much more than that. Low 50s in the hill country. Got a decent breeze out there, and that's going to be the situation all day long. 60 high temperature today. A shower is possible. Just the mention of it today. And then tomorrow, maybe 1 or 2 of them, especially left over in the morning. Otherwise, temperatures really don't move all that much all the way through Tuesday morning. Fluctuate a couple of degrees here and there. And Sunday, a better chance of rain late in the afternoon, overnight into Monday.
I'm glad I'm dusting off my jacket again. Yeah.
Saturday,
it's refreshing.
Santa coming into town?
Saturday evening, yes. It's going to be chilly at the quarry, at the Alamo Quarry.
And what's going on at the quarry?
We get to welcome Santa Claus.
Yes, we do.
And the event is for?
It's for Family Ministries.
Services.
Yes, Family Services. Please